Welcome back to a new post today, and today is day 3 for the preliminary preparation of 2025. Without wasting much time, let's get into the major issues that you need to prepare from the preliminary point of view. So we have something called in sports called as drag racing. Now in India, Hemant Mudappa is the fastest drag racer on the Indian soil. So what exactly is drag racing? Now drag racing is a type of motor racing in which the automobiles or the motorcycles compete usually at a time to be first to cross a set finish line. The race follows a short and a straight course from a standing start over a measured distance, commonly almost like 1320 feet or 402 meters, with the shorter 1000 feet or 0.4 meters distance becoming increasingly popular as of recent. Now it has become a standard, especially for top fuel dragsters and funny cars, where whenever they want to make an advertisement of them to conduct a drag racing. So drag racing started as early as in the World War II, and they were prominently involved. Some of the early drag races were done at decommissioned aircraft bases and also the landing strips, which make them a very ideal place for the sport. And in 1951, Valley Parks informed the National Hot Road Association of beginning the drag racing event for the very first time, and Hemant Mudappa is associated with this. So the second most important issue is with regard to a special code under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Now the Prevention of Money Laundering Act is one of the laws that is enforced by the ED in preventing money laundering, which is an organized crime in the country, and many names, especially political, have been coming out with this. The noted ones being Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister of Delhi, and also Hemant Soren, the Chief Minister of Jharkhand. So much so that there was a questioning on the administration from the jail with regard to Arvind Kejriwal. So what is the special court? Now PMLA, the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, was enacted in 2002. It has various provisions for fast tracking of the cases with regard to prevention of money laundering. Under this, there are certain bodies that have been created, and the major objective of the PMLA is to prevent and control money laundering, to confiscate and seize the property obtained from the laundered money, and also to deal with any other issue connected with money laundering in India. Now, a special court is constituted under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, and it says that the central government shall create such a court in consultation with the Chief Justice of the High Court for the trial of the offence punishable under Section 4 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, designate one or more courts of session as special court, that is the existing court as special court, or special courts for such areas for such case or a class or a group of cases as may be specified in the notification. So it is the responsibility of the center to create the special court, and these are not already in existence. Also, let me tell you, there is another unit called as a Financial Intelligence Unit that was set up under the PMLA, and it is designated by the Government of India as a central nodal agency responsible for receiving, processing, analyzing and dissemination of information related to financial transactions. Now the Financial Intelligence Unit of India is also responsible for coordinating and strengthening efforts of national and international intelligence, investigation, enforcement agencies in pursuing global efforts against money laundering related crimes. It is also an independent body reporting directly to the Economic Intelligence Council, which is headed by the Finance Minister of the Government of India. And the special court, recently the Supreme Court said that once the case has gone to the special court, then the ED, the Enforcement Directorate, has to take a permission from the special court to take the custody of the accused. Then the third most important issue is with regard to a review petition. Now there are many cases. Supreme Court is the topmost judicial body of the country, and it pronounces various verdicts and orders which are treated as judicial precedents for various high courts and also for the lower courts all throughout the country in India. Now the review petition has been submitted many a times to the Supreme Court, especially with regard to Article 370 and also with regard to a very, very contentious issue, which is the same-sex marriage with regard to the LGBTQ people or the section of the society. So what exactly is a review petition? Now judicial pronouncements of the Supreme Court become the law of the land. We know that as per Article 141 of the Constitution, and they are binding by all the on all the courts within the territory of India. including the Supreme Court itself. Now, this provides a sense of finality for future cases. However, there is a provision under Article 137 of the Constitution which bestows on the Supreme Court the power to review any of its judgments or orders, and this power of review of the subject is subject to parliamentary laws and rules of procedure framed by the court under Article 145 of the Constitution. Now, the rules permit the review petition to be filed only if the judgment is likely to result in a miscarriage of justice on account of any manifest error that is clear on the face of it, and thus the court's capacity to review its own verdicts in case there is a miscarriage of justice is confined within the narrow boundaries. There are certain grounds on which the Supreme Court can review its own judgments, and many a times it has done so as well. So this is about the review petition of the Supreme Court, and recently it has come up with regard to Article 370 and has already been submitted with regard to the same-sex marriage and many other cases as well. At number 4 is the World Para Athletics Champion happening in Kobe in Japan. Now, the Kobe 2024 Para Athletics Champion is the first time Para Athletic World Champion that is being held in the East Asian country, and Sachin Sajirao Killari of India took a gold in shot put. So this is the reason. Please track the players in this sport and also their names as well. Sports has become a recent area of venture by the UPSC examination. At number 5 is synthetic aperture radar. So what exactly is this? Now, this was a news because of a Bangalore startup, a space startup which is called as Galaxy Eye. Now, it is developing the world's first private multi-sensor Earth observation satellite, and also has become the first company to successfully test its synthetic aperture radar technology on a high altitude pseudo satellite, a UAV that is developed by the National Aerospace Laboratories. Now, at the stratosphere, the synthetic aperture radar is a pivotal technology that can observe the Earth at all time and also in any weather condition. That is, an all-time imaging is possible because of this of the synthetic aperture radar. That is not exactly a satellite, but it has all the functions of a satellite and actually much more than that. Hence, overcoming the challenge of cloud cover, which impedes the traditional electro-optical cameras on satellites. So the SAR images enable all-weather monitoring, penetrating directly into the dry soil, and offers a resolution as high as 25 centimeter, and this is valuable for applications in India and many other countries like emergency response, defense, intelligence, and also agriculture. So the synthetic aperture radar is a type of satellite using radar waves now to map the Earth's surface. The radar transmits electromagnetic waves. They reach the surface and backscatter back to the sensor on the synthetic aperture radar. Based on the characteristics of the backscattered waves, every body on the Earth, every mineral, every element, every relief feature has its different characteristics of backscattering or sending back the radar or the waves back. So this is because of the difference in the characteristics of the backscattered waves, it is possible to determine the type of the surface of an object and also the distance between the sensor and the object as well. And another technology was in use, that is the high altitude platform. Now, India's first high altitude platform could be flying in May this month, and a high altitude platform can do all that a satellite does, but at a very low cost. Therefore, this technology is very useful for India, a country like India, and it's being developed. The prototype of it is being developed by National Aerospace Laboratories. Find out where it is. And HAP, or the high altitude platform, is much like a drone, except that it can fly at much higher altitudes, like 18 to 20 kilometers above the Earth. They are not satellites, and they are of they can reach much greater altitudes and revolve around the Earth only with the help of gravity. They are also not balloons, something like the Chinese flew and the Americans brought it down. Balloons are held in place by lift provided by the light gas called as helium, and they typically cannot move laterally. But the HAPs are very powerfully propulsion system like any other aircraft. Once India has this HAP ready, it has plenty of uses awaiting for its use. So, like for example, external guarding against the external threats, piracy, smuggling, irregular migration, pollution, search and rescue operations, wireless access, apart from that, emergency communication and rural communication. And at number 7 is an EU new regulation which is called as the Deforestation Free Products Regulation. Now the European Union has adopted a new regulation to curb EU's market impact on global deforestation and forest degradation around the world, as well as protecting the rights of the indigenous people. The EU Deforestation Regulation, or the EUDR as it is called, mandates extensive due diligence in the value chain for the operators and traders who deal with products like cattle, cocoa, coffee, oil palm, rubber, soya and wood, and targeted products must be deforestation free. So the EUDR requires 7 commodities and specified products made from them to be deforestation free in order to be sold by the EU market or exported from the or imported from that company and also a country, and also further exported by the EU. So the products being sent to the EU should be deforestation free. That means there should be no trees that are excessively cut because of these produce or these agriculture products, if you can say, or plantation products, which I may call. And at number 8 is India AI mission. Now the cabinet has approved an allocation of 10,300 crore for India AI mission. What exactly is this? It is a significant step towards bolstering India's AI ecosystem. It is the financial infusion is stated for over 5 years, and it is to catalyze various components that are used in AI, including like your AI compute capacity, AI innovation center, AI dataset platform, AI application development initiative, AI future skills, and AI startup financing, and safe and trusted AI as well. This overarching aim of this is to ensure structured implementation of a mission to develop the AI technology in India through a public-private partnership model, and also to give a boost to India's AI ecosystem as well. So global capability centers at number 9. Now many of these centers, almost 50% of them all around the world, are coming to India. So these are fully integrated hubs, typically established in rich talent locations to build a value and an intellectual property using collaborative and distributive teams. Many of the GCC of various companies are coming to India. They are referred to as captives, global in-house centers, global teams, and global technology centers as well. And the last one for today is Kannauj. Kannauj is referred to as the perfume capital of India. Please find out the names of many other states as well as the cities as well. This will definitely help you in your GK part for your UPSC examination. And this was for the third day of a preliminary 2025 mission that we are aiming to complete. And I shall see you tomorrow with another next set of questions or important topics for your preliminary 2025. Until then, it's happy learning.